All right, welcome back to Thrive America. I'm joined here with Prince, owner and president of Comdex, and this is going to be part 3 of 4. And we've already talked with Prince on some excellent points that he's brought to the table, sharing his expertise on how he's steered his company into a thriving environment. And part of that has to do with the culture that Prince has created for his team, and no doubt has led to the strongest quarter last quarter, which is remarkable in the recession that we're in, that he's been able to steer and guide his company to success and so forth. So if you haven't seen the first 2 segments, please go back and check those out, and they all kind of add and build upon each other. So Prince, we're going to talk now about Principle 6 on how you've built Comdex into a powerful, thriving company like it is today. And here is an interesting element, principle: set stretch goals for your organization. Kind of educate me on what that means for you.
Well, like I said before, once we have outlined our strategy, it's time to execute. And the way you execute your strategy is by setting the goals for your company and the whole organization. And what we do, we continuously keep doing, is kind of raising the bar a little bit higher. In order for us to grow as a company, it is very critical that we're raising that bar and stretching for it. And we always raise the bar higher than we know we might not be able to make it, but we always go for that, because if we are raising the bar lower, then that's what we'll shoot for. And as a company, this year we have set the bold goal. We're going to double the sales and revenues as a company this year from what we did last year. A very ambitious goal, especially considering the way economy is this year. Mm-hmm. But that's what I think we are all, as a team in the company, are going to strive towards. And I think, and one of the elements that we have incorporated into our processes of our company is a balanced scorecard methodology, where we, in 4 key areas of the company, which is the financials, the customers, the internal perspective, and the learning perspective, we set stretch goals for our organization. And then the people within the company are responsible for those stretch goals, and we measure ourselves on a monthly basis. We get together and see how we are doing as a company, and measuring the progress towards the goals, those ambitious goals that we have set for ourselves as a company. And I think doing that has led to this culture of evolution within the company, where we're always continuously looking for better results.
I imagine a whiteboard and a bunch of goals written down, and is that kind of how it goes? It kind of goes.
The way our strategy sessions and then the planning sessions that we do in setting the goals and all that stuff, it kind of looks like that. There's a lot of brainstorming, a lot of charts, flip charts all over the place, and so it's everybody comes together with their ideas, and basically in those strategy sessions we encourage everybody to feel like, as they are the CEOs of the company, what would they do? What would they want the company to look like 5 years down the road? So all the management team comes together, and then we figure out, okay, this is where we want our company to be 5 years from now. And it evolves every year. It's not like what the strategy was 2 years from today. It is today, but it's kind of evolving. But along with that, our goals are evolving as well, and we are always setting the bar higher, and always trying to reach it. Like last year, we had forecasted sales, and everybody knew it was a very ambitious goal, but we made the goal, and I think this year as well, even with the way the economy is, we'll be able to double the company.
So I'm sure you probably have. It sounds like to me you have definitely a tracking system and track the goals, and it seems like to me there's power in numbers. So you get a group of your top executives to agree on a goal, and I can imagine the momentum that's created. So your next point here seems simple enough, but knowing you, Prince, I'm sure you're going to have your own angle, which is stay positive. Which it's tough. How do you stay positive in this current economic environment?
Well, I think more so than ever. In this economic environment, it's very important to stay positive. Once you have laid down your vision and you have laid down your strategy as far as how to get there and all that stuff, if you don't have that positive energy and the trust that your vision will become reality, then can you imagine what your kind of employees will think of? I mean, you need to have trust in the future, and the bigger your trust, the smaller the fear gets of what this recession is going to do. And the more you trust, the more you become a conduit for miracles within the company. And I think as a CEO, I mean, people are looking for positive energy, and if you don't and have that positive energy, then that negative energy will reflect in your key employees' interactions with your customers. And I mean, because they're going to say, well, I mean, there's doom and gloom in this company, and this company is not going anywhere. So I think it's very important as a CEO that you are the cheerleader, that you set the tone of that positive environment that fosters growth, that it fosters positive employee interactions with your customers, that's going to lead to growth for your company.
I'm going to move on. I think I'm speechless on that point. And it's so important. I mean, we've had other guests speak to that point. I think part of that element is staying positive is your clients feel that, and I think by staying positive you can offer positive solutions to your client base. They don't want to deal with a company that's blaming the environment or blaming the economy right now. I think you can be innovative, which is a point you've already talked about.
Absolutely, and I think, I mean, that positive energy kind of, I mean, your employees feel it, your customers feel it, and it kind of leads to kind of the culture within the company of kind of people who are happy, who are positive looking, who got a positive outlook on the way where companies going, where their careers are going. And I think it kind of, I mean, and the person who sets the tone is the CEO himself. So it's very critical that you will have a positive outlook on where the company is going.
You've talked a lot about the culture of your company, and it's your next principle here is invest in your people. So what does this mean to you?
Well, I mean, if you look at it, kind of, I mean, as a CEO, you have laid down your strategy, you've set the goals, and now, I mean, when it comes to execution, who's going to execute it? It's going to come to people. And so it's very critical that as a CEO, you surround yourself with people who are kind of achievers and people who will make your vision into a reality. So I think one of the critical jobs as CEO is finding those people who can execute his vision and putting them in the right places. And I think so that's where it just doesn't stop and kind of finding the people and then putting them in the position, but also as a CEO, and you need to set up this culture within the company where those employees are constantly being mentored, coached, and trained so that they are ready for the next set of challenges. As your company is growing, these people are growing as well. So it's very, very critical that I mean, that happens, that culture is there within your company of continuous improvement, and we have done that. Kind of there's a mandatory training. There is kind of in our budgets we set aside kind of money for training and improvement of our employees, and also it's very, very critical that happens in a company. Otherwise, I mean, your strategy won't be executed, and your company won't go anywhere, because I mean, people are the foundation of the success of a company.
I think I'm in the mindset right now, or I'm probably like a lot of people in the mindset. I'm kind of scared to hire somebody who was new, and I know that the timing will be there when I hire someone new to work for me. But the hiring of someone, if you have the right systems, if you have the training manuals put together, if you set goals for your employees, then they become an asset. And I think the hiring of that employee, I think from what you're teaching me is extremely important. So that process, along with once that employee is hired, how to keep them happy, how to set benchmarks for them, and track their success.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's very critical.
And a great Christmas party.
There you go.
Can I just come to your Christmas party?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have to be an employee.
We would love to have you. Absolutely.
All right. So this concludes our segment here, and we're going to come right back with our final installment. Prince has 2 more principles on how to grow a powerful business, and we'll be right back with Prince.